A mask, a beard, and a series tied at 2. James Harden coming to life here in Game 4 as the Philadelphia 76ers take care of the Miami Heat 116-108. Jimmy Butler did everything he could with 40 points, but James Harden, his most prolific night in quite some time, going for 30-plus for the first time since March. It was 31, 7, and 9 for the Beard, alongside Joel Embiid, who went for 24-11 in this winning effort as we are now tied at 2, a best of 3, heading back to the 305. All right, let's pick this one apart with CBS Sports NBA analyst Tim Doyle. TD, a spectacular night here on the Philly side of things. It was the best version of James Harden we've seen in a very long time. Joel Embiid appears to be physical still, not shying away from the contact. Real comprehensive team effort here. Your headline coming out of Game 4 is what?
Yeah, I mean, Philly's dangerous. Alive and kicking would be the headline, because if they can win, I think they have 2 opportunities to win this series. They ain't losing Game 6 in Philly. So they can sneak out Game 5 or maybe win Game 7. The numbers are this. When Harden, Embiid, and Harris are on the floor together with Maxey, statistically is the best offensive team in the NBA. Not one of them. Like, offensive rating, #1 with those guys playing. And, Harden's going to be 33 years old this offseason. I think he needs to reinvent himself body-wise. But what we saw today was old school Harden. Like, the talent can only carry you so far, and then you run into what we like to call father time. Then you have to make an adjustment with the body. I think it's going to be a huge offseason for James Harden. He's either going to go one of 2 directions, Joe. Either it's like he's going to put the work in, he's still going to be good until he's 38 or 39, or he's going to fall off a cliff. And the way he's going right now, he's trending towards falling off a cliff. But tonight, he turned back the clock. He made a lot of tough shots, made a couple step backs. He was getting in the lane. Philly shot over 50% from the field. Joe, they almost shot 50% from 3. They outscored the Heat by 27 points from the 3-point line. So, hey, everyone's holding serve so far at home. Who can break through on the road?
Yeah, the Heat just 7 of 35 for 20% from 3-point land in this loss. We'll get to that in a moment here, but I sort of want to delve a little deeper on the Philadelphia side of things here. If I may borrow from the great Tim Doyle, a share performance, turning back time, was James Harden. But really, it wasn't just him. 6 players in double figures here. Do you think that the Embiid injury has changed the way they've played offense when they're all out there together? Does it have to run a little bit differently with him maybe shying away from some of the contact?
I thought we saw something in Game 2 that was interesting. Miami made the decision, if Danny Green's going to beat us, go ahead, Danny Green, go out there and beat us. And in Game 2, Danny Green took 10 shots. He made 1, okay? The last 2 games in Philadelphia, Joe, he's 10 of 13 from 3. So now all of a sudden, like, Eric Spoelstra's going to be like, all right, well, now I guess we have to guard Danny Green. And with Embiid coming back, this is just so similar to what we saw when Doncic came back for Dallas last series. Like, right when Doncic came back, you just felt like that series was over. I don't want to name names, but you called it. You said if Luka comes back, Dallas is going to be dangerous. And I kind of took a page from you with my Embiid breakdown. Before Game 4 tonight, you could have gotten the series at plus 300 for the 76ers. I got them at plus 800 when they fell behind 2-0, hoping they could eke out Game 3, and then maybe Embiid would come back for Games 4, 5, 6, and so on. But he ended up coming back in Game 3. I got a really live ticket going right now. And if you're Miami, obviously you still got home court, but you did not perform at a high level. Couldn't score, only 79 points in game number 3. And after Jimmy Butler, he didn't get a whole lot of help from his squad. So they didn't shoot the ball exceptionally well. Game 5 for them, like I said about the Suns, must win for the Miami Heat.
That 8-1 alive and well. It was 5.5 to 1 on Luka. So you bettered me in that department, TD. It's your job, not mine. You do a great job padding our pockets here on HQ. But in terms of Game 4, once again, if Harden was share, Jimmy Butler maybe was Goodwill Hunting here. It's not your fault, as you mentioned, 40 points in this loss, but nothing much beyond it. And if we want to dial into some of those 3-point numbers, 14 of 65 over these last 2 games on the road. It's been woeful to say the least, 21% as a team. This was a team in the Miami Heat that led the NBA in 3-point percentage during the regular season. And you know who took the most threes and made the most threes on a nightly basis? A kid named Duncan Robinson. He has not appeared in quite some time, was a DNP in this one as well. I'm not going to sit here and feign like I know the Heat's rotation better than Spo does, TD, but do you think that would be a likely addition in Game 5?
He could get his number called. You know, we saw Davis Bertans come off the bench, and he hadn't played a whole lot of minutes in the postseason, and he was huge for the Mavericks. So, yeah, there's going to be some adjustments. Obviously, Eric Spoelstra is going to have to adjust from the leaving Danny Green wide open. I have the Sixers going to the finals. So, when you look at the starting lineup for the Heat, Tucker, Butler, Adebayo, Lowry, and Strus, I think Philly has just a better team. I think when they have Maxey, Harden, and Embiid, and Harris, I think that team's better. So I get that, Miami had a great regular season. They had the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. But if Harden he doesn't have to be as good as he was tonight, but if he's like 80% of that, that's basically what the series is going to come down to. Embiid's not in peak form, but I think he's got a 40-point game somewhere in the rest of the series. It's going to happen. It's going to break through, or 35 or a big number. This series is going to come down to Harden. Is it going to be like the Harden that's missing shots and throwing the ball away? Because if that happens, they're not going to win the series. But if it was the Harden you saw tonight, I think the Sixers are going to win this series.
Sixers plus 550 to win the conference at last check, according to our friends at Caesars. And as they say, doesn't start till the home team loses. We're waiting on this one. Tim Doyle will wait alongside you.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.